Hello, and Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ayesha and I'm here with our second episode of Bas Paanch Minute, where we bring you 5-minute short reels about subjects related to mental health, wellness, society, and other day-to-day things that, we usually struggle with or manage in our daily lives. आज हम बात करेंगे about what I call mental health literacy. And the first thing in that step is, the language that we use around mental health. Language can increase stigma around, जो भी related चीज़ें होती हैं. Language can cause misunderstandings या गलतफहमियाँ. Language can shift how you think about any topic in your brain. So क्या हम अल्फाज यूज़ कर रहे हैं किसी भी चीज़ के हवाले से, किस तरीके से उसको describe कर रहे हैं, really makes and breaks our association with that topic in our brains and also in terms of how we associate with other people. So mental health, I just felt that maybe we should even start with that idea कि mental health है क्या? Mental health is really, usually अगर आप mental health की बात करते हैं तो people think that it is the absence of illness. It's not the absence of illness. Mental health is a much bigger topic, much bigger concept. We can also interchange it easily with brain health. So brain health or mental health is basically a state of mind in which you are able to deal with the day-to-day issues and challenges that come up in your life. You have enough flexibility and resilience to shift and, move forward. You are able to learn well, you're able to function well in your workspaces, for example, and you're able to be a contributing member of society. So that's the idea of holistic idea of mental health. उसी के अंदर mental health के space के अंदर we also have somebody who might be suffering from an illness, but just because they're suffering from a brain related illness doesn't mean that they're not mentally healthy. In fact, sometimes ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि जिनको कोई ना कोई mild to moderate level पे mental health का disorder है या illness है, they might be actually more mentally healthy because they have learned the coping mechanisms to deal with day-to-day lives, right? So अगर हम इसी को आगे लेके चलें, quickly want to even mention because I think आपको ये चीज़ समझ आएगी language के लिहाज से that अक्सर हम जब mental health की बात करते हैं तो we freely use words like, psycho or schizo or, this person is bipolar या ये शख्स तो पागल है. तो ये वाले words जो हैं, they are not true. They're not factually right. They also add a lot of stigma, and then also they shift how you think about mental health. So it's important that, as we think about mental health, that we try to take these words away from our vocabulary as much as possible. So let's think about mental health holistically. When we psychiatrists or psychologists think about mental health, we conceptualize it in terms of a pyramid, right? So for example, आपके mental health के pyramid में different states हैं या different areas आते हैं जिसमें at the bottom we have what is called wellness, where there is no distress, which is where you're able to function day to day and things are okay for you. So people will say things like, हाँ मैं बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक हूँ, अल्लाह का शुक्र, I'm fine, thank you. So that's where there is no distress. The second level is what we call mental distress, जिसमें आपके day to day skirmishes, day to day कोई challenges आए हैं, कल एक इम्तिहान है, कल कोई प्रेजेंटेशन देनी है, जिसको हम कहते हैं मैं स्ट्रेस फील कर रही हूँ या स्ट्रेस फील कर रहा हूँ, राइट? आई एम फीलिंग अ लिटिल बिट स्ट्रेस्ड बिकॉज माय सन हैज़ एन इन्फेक्शन, or I'm feeling stressed because I have a pitch to make tomorrow. So that level of functional stress is our second level, which is mental distress ka area. The third level is what we call a mental health problem. And उसमें basically, there is an acute stressor जिसकी वजह से there's a prolonged area of not being able to function well. So for example, things like death of a loved one or job आपकी चली गई and you're unemployed right now. So that might lead to a prolonged period of grief or, not being able to function at your optimal level because you're really, worried about things. And उस area में you need help of family members, of support with friends and all to help you get through it. And the last bit in that sort of mental health ka pyramid is illness. It's 20% or 25% of the population. 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 people actually suffer at any given point from an illness, like the anxiety hai, depression hai, bipolar disorder hai, ADHD hai, schizophrenia hai. And for that, you need more specialized care where you might need should actually try to seek a mental health professional, whether it's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and seek sort of more holistic care around that area. So usually when we talk about mental health, we talk about it in these 4 areas of care. Thank you so much again for joining us today for what was our second episode of Bas Paanch Minute. See you again next week, next Monday morning with another episode. Thank you and Khudafiz.